Hello trader, welcome back to another weekly forex forecast for the third week of October 2025. Now after the past weeks, quite a few eventful move on most of the instrument. You can see that at the end of the week DXY started to reverse from this pretty important resistance line here after retesting this order block. Now at the moment we can see with the new weekly opening, are you going to see a potential trend continuation, or we could see a reversal, though DXY has left a massive gap in that area. So let's see this week what kind of trading opportunity we can see in this instrument, starting with DXY, euro dollar, British pound, US dollar, AUD USD, gold, GBP JPY, dollar yen, BTC USD, as well as US30. We'll be looking to see that one by one how we can find trading opportunity throughout the week. Now while I am progressing with the analysis, traders, make sure you give a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. So that being said, let's begin this week's weekly forex forecast. Okay, so let's begin with DXY to see that overall picture in this market. So looking at DXY to see how the market structure is evolving here in this market. So first of all, looking at monthly chart to see that overall direction in this market. Now from the monthly, we can see that there is a significant breakdown from the monthly. Quite a few months we have seen the market has dropped back to that level. Followed by previous months, there was a long week doji that we have seen has created. Now this month so far, the market has formed a bullish candle from the monthly with a long week at the top. As this market started to push up for a pullback, but I think that now this candle could continue to rise back up further. As we see that there is a long week candle has created on the monthly, we could see that in the upcoming week potentially upside bias here from this key weekly and monthly support level. If we look at the weekly chart here in this market, we can see that from the weekly perspective there was a narrow weekly candlestick pattern formation with a gap open. This is the bullish candlestick pattern on the weekly that we can see the market slowly breaking out from this structure after quite a few weeks of rejection from this level on DXY, and that market could, what I think, potentially go up for a weak fill, which is also we can expect from the monthly to cross this key monthly resistance line here. Now if we look at the daily chart to see how the market is creating, and we can see that from the daily, past week was significantly bullish on DXY. With last day of trading week, there was a significant rejection here. Now this rejection could be a potential pullback. As we have seen, there was a gap open. The market has completely rejected from this inverted head and shoulder that we have seen on the daily. A complete breakout pullback with a gap open breakout. Now the market on another pullback in that area on DXY, where we are looking at in this market that the price to potentially drop for deeper pullback and then to return again to the major direction of the trend. That being said, if we look at the 4-hour chart here, that you can see the market already intraday perspective has created a bullish market structure where the market is maintaining this series of higher high and higher low, which is in an uptrending market, where what we have seen last day of trading week, there was a significant breakup structure in that area, waiting for this market potentially to break below what I think this is where there is a high liquidity, and also it's a key level of support. Could see the market to potentially revert again to the major direction of the trend, and that could be the potential wave for the upcoming week on DXY, depending on how the market is reacting from this level. We still could see the deeper pullback. In that case, even we could see that gap open. We will be looking to observe the price action in this area. If we see that the market is grabbing liquidity from this high here, we could see the market even dropping back down to this gap open, but the probability here the market to go up is higher on DXY. Now looking at euro dollar, that how the market structure is evolving, we can see that from euro dollar perspective, looking at the monthly chart is where there was a monthly pin bar that you can see the previous months, and in this market where the price from this level there was a significant breakout followed by deeper pullback where the market is maintaining this series of higher low in that area. Now this is the current monthly candle. So far the market has rejected back below, and as the market has got that rejection back below, the price has tested this previous monthly low. We could see that potential deeper drop here in that area for retest of this long-term support level. Now looking at the weekly chart here on euro dollar, we can see that from the weekly perspective the market structure here is showing that there is a gap open, and as the trend here that you can see in this market is started to break below, you could see that on euro dollar for the market to potentially come back to fill that long wick here at the bottom, and that could bring that price potentially back to this long-term support level on euro dollar. Dropping down to the daily chart on euro dollar, we can see that from the daily perspective there was a daily breakdown here. We can see there is from this high here there is a big drop followed by this pullback, and as you can see another drop followed by pullback where the market was maintaining this series of lower high and lower low, which is in a downtrending market structure with a breakup structure followed by this pullback here. And what we can expect here on euro dollar for the market to continue to drop here to this support level. Now from the 4-hour or the intraday perspective here on euro dollar, we can see the market from this support level there is a sharp break to the upside, and what I think this initial move on the intraday perspective could extend further back, potentially back to this key level of resistance where we might see the market to retest and then continuation back here again to create a new lower low in this market. So this could be the potential wave on euro dollar for this upcoming week. Now looking at AUD USD to see how the market is structure has created. Now like the euro dollar, the British pound US dollar, also AUD USD, we can see there's a significant rejection back below from this higher price. Now as we see that there is a reversal pattern formation here on AUD USD, a drop pullback, and we can see that another drop in that area on AUD USD. Now looking at monthly chart here on AUD USD, the market is breaking back below and potentially could continue to drop further here to this long-term support level, and we might see even further rejection back below on AUD USD. Now looking at the weekly chart on AUD USD, we can see the market has created a breakup structure here from this neckline. The price has started to drop back below and could continue to come down further to this support level to create a new lower low on AUD USD. Now looking at daily chart, that you can see the market has completely broken out of this structure here on AUD USD from this reversal pattern here, that you can see the market has broken back below, and we could see the market potentially continue to trend here to this support level to create a new lower low. Now 4-hour perspective here on AUD USD, we can see the market has completely broken from that structure where there is an invert head and shoulder formation, and with that head and shoulder the complete breakup structure, which is showing that potential downtrend continuation with a red candle formation here, which is a strong breakdown which could lead that market further back below. And with the market open, we can expect significant liquidity grab in that area as there is a narrow pullback. If we look at the lower time frame, we can see that AUD USD is maintaining a stronger downtrending market structure. As soon as we can see that AUD USD showing downtrend, we can look for potential selling opportunity in this market. Now looking at British pound US dollar, we can see that like the euro dollar and EURUSD, British pound US dollar also lower time frame showing up a potential bullish trend here. Now if we look at the bigger picture, looking at the monthly chart on GBPUSD, we can see that from the monthly there was a monthly pin bar that we have seen here, and with that monthly pin bar the market so far rejected back below. Now this month so far we can see there was a break of structure here, and that could bring the price even further back below to this support level on the monthly for the market to potentially continue to trend here. Now if we look at the weekly chart on British pound US dollar, we can see that from the weekly where there is a long wick pin bar, this weekly and the price action that we can see on British pound USD, which is a significant rejection with a large head and shoulder formation, we could see that GBPUSD potentially continue to drop here to this support level. Now if we look at a daily chart here on GBPUSD, we can see that it's maintaining this downtrending market structure where there is a long wick pin bar and there is another long wick pin bar, back to back two significant long wick rejection here on British pound US dollar, showing up that the market potentially continue to trend here to this support level where the price action could pull back for a deeper, and then we can expect this market continue to trend back down here to this support level. Now looking at the intraday perspective from 4-hour chart here, that you can see it is moving in this downtrending market structure where there is a high area of value where the market could potentially break to the upside, grab the liquidity, and could continue to drop back again to the major direction of the trend. This is what you're looking at on British pound US dollar for potential trend continuation back below to the major direction of the trend. Now let's look at the gold, how the market is evolving. Now gold, we have seen that past week there was quite a few stronger breakdown on gold, and in that breakdown the market has created a very stronger reversal price action that could again lead that market back again to the major direction of the trend. Again, looking at the bigger picture to see that how the market is evolving on gold, and we can see that this is the long-term bullish market. If we look at the monthly price action on gold, we can see that from the monthly perspective there is a monthly narrow bull candle with another monthly significant bullish candle. Now this current monthly price action from this support level has created a move back to the upside, which is showing that the market potentially remain bullish in that area where the price potentially continue to trend back to the upside to create a new higher high in this market. Now looking at weekly chart on gold, we can see that from the weekly perspective, back to back quite a few weeks, a significant bullish price action. Every single week the market has printed a bullish candlestick pattern, which is showing up that the market potentially continue to trend back up again. And if we look at this weekly candlestick pattern, we can see that every week the volatility is increasing with a stronger bullish momentum, and as the market is in an all-time high, we could see that gold even this week potentially continue its uptrending market structure. Now if we look at the daily chart here on gold, we can see that from the daily time frame, this is where the market structure is showing up to be bullish, where there is a significant bullish impulse, and with the FOMC there is a break of structure that we can see, followed by another pullback, and we can see the market every time the price is breaking that low, grabbing liquidity and then bouncing off that level. Last day of trading, we can see from this support level there is a rejection back to the upside here in this market on gold, which is showing up the market continue to trend and potentially to create a new higher high in this market. Now looking at the 4-hour chart here on gold, we can see there is a breakup structure where the market tested this support here, and from that support the price to continue to trend back here to create a new higher high. We can see that there is a rejection multiple times, which is showing that stronger liquidity trigger on gold, expecting the market to trend for deeper pullback and then to continue to rise back to the upside to create a new higher high in this market. This could be the potential wave on gold, and as the market is showing up to be bullish, we will be waiting for a local breakup structure for an entry opportunity for this initial move. What I think the beginning of the trading week, in the beginning we could see the market to rise up to this new high before it come down for a deeper pullback or continue to trend to create a new higher high in this market. Now let's look at the yen pair, looking at dollar yen, and as we are expecting with the dollar index, and we can see that dollar yen as well showing up to be here for another break below, and from the monthly we can see that on dollar yen, this is the monthly price action where historically dollar yen is a bull market and dollar always was stronger than yen, except few months we have seen there was a bigger drop here, and now the market is slowly merging to the major direction of the trend. And if we look at this monthly price action here that you can see, which is showing up that dollar yen potentially continue to trend back to the upside. This is the monthly candlestick pattern which has created significant bullish price action on dollar yen, and expecting the market potentially continue to trend here to this long-term high from the bigger picture perspective on dollar yen. Now if you look at the weekly chart here on dollar yen, you can see that from the weekly this is a very stronger bullish rejection on dollar yen followed by another liquidity trigger. So we can see that on dollar yen price action with the strengthening on DXY showing up that the price potentially could continue to rise up to this new high or even create an all-time high. So therefore from the weekly this is showing a stronger bullish price action. This week we could see that even with the daily open for we might see initial pullback. What I think the market left a bigger gap here, and as the strong trend the price, what I think that in the beginning we could see that deeper pullback or gap open and then continuation of this uptrending market structure. Now that being said, from the 4-hour chart here we can see there is a break below, and the market is now approaching this key important support level. So if we look at this trend line here on dollar yen, we can see that this is where the market in that area where there is a previous resistance which is turning support here, and from that resistance turn support waiting for dollar yen to retest and then to continue to trend back to the upside to create a new higher high in this market. This could be the potential wave on dollar yen, and we'll be waiting for that deepening and then to return again to the major direction of the trend on dollar yen. Now looking at GBP JPY, looking at monthly chart to see overall picture in this market. Now GJ from the monthly showing up that it's a long-term bull market here. Now if we look at this current monthly price action, we can see the price has tested that lower shadow where there is a liquidity sweep rejection, and we can see another liquidity sweep, another rejection back to the upside on GJ could potentially continue to rise here to create a new higher high in this market. This is where the monthly high on GJ waiting for the market to potentially continue to trend, fill that week, and then to create a new higher high. If we look at the weekly perspective on GBP JPY, we can see that from the weekly also showing up to be bullish. And if we look at the previous quite a few weeks price action, here is gap open, stronger rejection back, followed by here as well we can see that quite a few weekly candles showing up that in that area there has been significant liquidity sweep, and the market finally has broken out with a gap open from the weekly also showing up this market potentially continue to the major direction of the trend. Now let's look at the daily chart on GJ. We can see there is a gap open here in this area where the market from this gap area has got the rejection back above and expecting the GBPJPY to retest and then to continue to trend back to the upside to create a new higher high in this market. So looking at 4-hour chart here on GBPJPY, the market structure is showing up to be bullish where the price to retest and then to continue to trend back here to create a new higher high. This could be the potential zone that we can look for potential trading opportunity on GBPJPY. Looking at US30, there was a breakup structure on US30 that we have seen from the monthly. It's the just beginning of the month, but still we see there is a significant drop here on US30, which may try to pull back again as the market is approaching this monthly support level here on US30. Now if you look at the weekly chart here, that you can see from the weekly perspective, this is the weekly price section where weekly drop, the price may test and then potentially to reject back again to the upside here as the market in a very key support level on US30 expecting to retest and then to return again back to the upside here. Now looking at daily chart on US30, we can see that from the daily perspective, this is the daily trend that was in a strongly bullish, followed by complete breakup structure here. Now with that breakup structure, the market, what we could see that on US30 to retest and then to return again back to the upside here to create a new higher high in this market. This is the lower time frame price action that looking at on US30 to give us a potential trading opportunity for upside bias. Looking at BTC/USD, guys, we can see that there was a breakup structure again on Bitcoin. Now looking at monthly price action here on Bitcoin, we can see that from the monthly, this is where the price has created series of higher low on Bitcoin where there is a rejection, and we might see what I think now potential reversal again in this market where the price action here on BTC/USD is showing up to be bullish again, as we can see that from the weekly there is a breakup structure. With this weekly bounce, there is an immediate rejection. We are almost ending to the week, and this weekly price action on BTC/USD has tested a very key support level, and we see that there is a buying pressure coming here. What I think BTC/USD may potentially continue to trend here to the upside to create a new higher high in this market. Now looking at daily chart here on BTC/USD, from the daily there is a strong breakout followed by pullback to this daily support level where the market from this support, we can see that there is an important support here where the price has gone back to the upside, drop back to this support, and the market here is maintaining this series of higher low, expecting BTC/USD potentially to retest and then continue to trend back here to create a new higher high in this market. This could be the potential wave on BTC/USD. Traders, I hope that you enjoyed this weekly Forex podcast. If you enjoyed, make sure you give a thumbs up, and also don't forget to miss out to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. That being said, thank you for joining, and I'll see you again very soon with any new analysis or update.